For those that don't know
Yep.
who you are, that have been living under a rock,
Yep.
can you please tell the people who Andrew Tate is?
Okay, well, I've lived an eclectic life, right? So I've lived many different lives. I like to think the reason I'm so wise is because I've lived 1,000 human years. So I've done a lot of different things. I've been broke. I've been rich. I was a professional athlete. I was a webcam pimp. I've done it all. So I'll give you the very, very short version of my life story. My father was the greatest black chess player in history. He was a master of the game. So when I was growing up from a very young age, from the age of around 3, I was training to become a chess grandmaster. I was on track to be a chess grandmaster by the age of around 12. When I was 5, I became the state chess champion for Indiana in the under 16s. I was the youngest to ever win it. I remember I was 5 years old. When you're 5 and you're playing a 16-year-old, that's scary, right? I'm sitting my ass at 5, and there's some big 16-year-old there. And I remember when I beat him, he cried. Pop! Pop! So I became state chess champion age 5, and I was trained to become a chess grandmaster. So that was that. And then we were growing up. I was in sleepy little Goshen, Indiana. My mother and father split up. My mother was English, so we all went back to England. I was around 11. And in England, there's no chess, not like in America, right? And I also lost my coach because my dad stayed here. So I had a few sleepy years. I was in school or whatever, and then I decided I wanted to replace chess with something. And to me, the closest possible fit I could find was fighting. People say, how can you go from chess, which is geeky, to getting in the cage and smashing someone's face in? But to me, they're exactly the same thing, right? In most sports, there's a degree of luck. Like in poker, I don't care how good, listen, all you poker players, you all fucking, I play poker. I don't care how good you are. If every single hand you get is trash, you're going to lose.
Yep.
And if you keep getting pocket aces, you're going to win, right? So there's a degree of luck.
Facts.
Or if you play a team sport, your team can have a good day or a bad day, and that'll affect how the outcome of the game, regardless of how you performed, right? So I wanted something just like chess, where there's no luck, it's just me, one-on-one, brutal, war. I wanted to hurt someone. I wanted to make someone else cry like that 16-year-old bitch cried. So I thought, I might as well learn to start punching people in the face. So I started training. Kickboxing is what I started doing. I had 5 cage fights, and then I was offered a contract for the largest kickboxing organization in Holland, and they were the kings of kickboxing at the time, and they paid more than MMA, and I needed to pay the bills. So I signed up to kickboxing. I gave up MMA, and I became 4-time kickboxing world champion. Best in the world for a long time, 87 fights, been everywhere, done everything, and then fighting was doing well, but the problem was with kickboxing, it's not boxing, right? So even though I was the world champion, I mean, I had money, but I didn't have money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was getting, let's say, $100,000 a fight, but I was fighting twice a year, $200,000 a year, pay your taxes and stuff. You're not balling.
Yeah.
You're not
And then you
balling.
got to pay out your promoter.
You
and
got to pay your
everybody, too.
promoter 20%, and there's no, and the lifestyle's boring, right? Because all you do is train. I mean, I was still smashing through women, of course, because I always found that I was pretty good at that, and it was relatively cheap. But I woke up one day and thought, I give this 6 hours of energy a day. 6 hours of my life a day is dedicated to kicking the shit out of people. I'm 4-time world champion. Is becoming 5-time world champion going to really improve my life? Probably not.
Right.
So I'm going to take all that energy and dedicate it towards getting rich. And through a crazy series of events, I ended up owning a webcam studio.
Hey.
I ended up owning a webcam studio and became a multimillionaire. And here I am now. I'm officially an ultra high net worth individual in excess of 30 million. So I gave up fighting to get rich. And now I'm rich.